And we saw the biggest Edvasian video coming in here. We're talking about the filters and the Botox at 20 years old. Now, if you want to make a girl in 20 or a dude at 20 years old look like they're about to hit 75, now Botox and this stuff is going to help you get on that path. This is going to be a great video. This is one of my favorite channels of all time. So definitely, I highly recommend looking at this. Before we get into it, if you could quickly like this video, I'd highly appreciate it. And also sub to the channel if you enjoy these reacts. If you want to come and yap here with chat or here live, feel free to come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Adley. We would love to have you here. Now let's get into the video.
Good morning, welcome back.
Good morning. It's kind of evening right now. I just came from a long travel.
Did you start on your anti-aging routine yet?
I did. No.
Like
Should I do this? Guys, I'm gonna be real. Sunscreen. Have you heard about that? Have you tried using sunscreen in the morning? Because I'm gonna be real, I don't look, I don't know, I feel like I haven't aged a day since 16. Like visually, on my face at least, that's for sure. No, use it every day. Good.
Notes for optimal face structure. And did you figure out if you're high?
Damn. Now this is real. Somebody, yeah.
Or low visual weight yet? What about your face type? Do you look like a deer, dog, cat, or shrimp?
I do look like a wolf. Why putting Jip on Jeopardy here? Why is he here? Get the fucking boss of get him out of here. Get that bozo out of here. They're already messing enough around with him. Come on.
Not really sure when we started having subclasses to choose from. I realized it after learning about the rise of pretty-looking rat men in Hollywood. If you can relate to anything like—
Wait, what? Where did the hype over hot rodent men come from? Guys, are these men... Do you guys think these men are attractive? Isn't this Willy Wonka? Bro, I think people are just too up in their fantasies.
If you can relate to anything I just said, you might be a non-chronically online person, or we're on two different sides of the internet spectrum. Breaking down beauty trends that are meant to optimize your appearance is something I always found interesting. The trade-off is that my brain doesn't really understand mutual funds and math-related things. But we can all agree on one thing: more screen time probably equals more issues in the head.
Oh, you heard it there, YouTube. The ladies have spoken. If you think these guys are, if you think Willy Wonka is hot, please tell me in the comments. I would love to know. And please tell me why you think they're hot.
Life was supposed to be easier after we invented the internet. We live longer now, and everything we could ever learn to live as efficiently as possible is right in front of us. All you need to do is ask Google. We're playing on easy mode right now, you know, compared to our ancestors who would have their sweet 16s and funeral on the same day. But with so much knowledge comes decision paralysis, overstimulation, and a chance of looking kinda strange. Here's a list of all the things we need to do to min-max our lives.
So I'm supposed to deep condition my hair every 2 weeks, make sure I'm getting a trim, worry about my gut health, take in more fiber than I thought initially, eat a well-rounded diet but don't restrict myself from the things that I like to eat, have a social life, not forget to call my parents just because I moved out, have a hobby outside of the things that pay me, know about every single world crisis going on, have a thorough but concise skincare routine that I do ritually.
We're only halfway done the
work out, stream 4 hours a day, post 3 videos a day. Take care of your apartment. There's more, you know. You gotta go grocery shopping too. You gotta cook, dude. There's a lot of things.
And I'm already exhausted.
Invest and save my money.
There's a reason why you go to bed and you're like, oh, thank God, I finally rest.
Don't skip out on the adventures of life. Do my taxes accurately and on time.
Thank God I don't have to do the tax part, because that's automated here. Oh my God.
Don't worry, I did them. I was just reminded of how much I hate doing them. But speaking of looks and how our society values appearances, you'll find an endless supply of content on how to
You guys know what will solve all of these problems? If you took Botox in your cheeks. That's right. All of these things you have to do, completely gone as soon as you take the Botox.
Yourself look better. Where the list isn't just a few sheets, it's an entire medieval scroll. And the common denominator between all these lists is anti-aging. You don't want
Wait, what is this? So for anti-aging, smoke, understandable. Use tanning bed, okay? Consume excessive caffeine. Now hold up a moment. What is excessive caffeine? Okay. I drink 2 large cups of coffee every day, and I look young as hell. Maybe in 20 years more, maybe I'll look older, but what are we talking about excessive, okay? Pick at your skin. Who touches their skin? Are you an animal? Like, what are you doing? Eat too much junk food, I get a lack of sleep. True. You know, these are actually all right. Yeah. Remember, follow a health diet. You will die if you don't follow one.
Do that, which fair enough, I guess. Like, I don't want to be fed to worms. Okay, so we have 100 different ways to stop aging, but is doing all these things actually achievable? Maybe.
Addy, you stomach would age with all that coffee. What do you mean my stomach aged with coffee? Does my coffee... Wait, does coffee age my stomach? How does that make... Wait, what? Are you telling me my guts get fucked because of coffee? You're telling me my guts don't appreciate the coffee I'm giving it? Are you telling me my guts is not happy about all of the coffee I'm giving it every day? The caffeine, the love, the milk? No way.
Nowadays we have this overconsumption.
Can your stomach age?
More is more, and
how old? What is an old stomach? And how do I know how old my stomach is?
Results need to be instant. Although I don't
think you can get heart problems or kidney stone. You know what's funny is that I feel like nearly every guy I know, like most guys, have gotten kidney stones. I have never had kidney stone before. That sounds dreadful. Can you believe having... Ooh, yeah. Do you guys know how you get that thing out? Ooh. Oh, yeah. You fucking... All right. Yeah.
Human faces were ever meant to be...
That's why everyone drink water. I drink a lot of water, though. Like, think about it. Like, I drink a lot of water every day, so...
and prodded so much for the sake of beauty. When did all these side quests for aesthetics become mandatory? Seems kind of stressful for no reason. Although I do like having a big list of all the things I need to do, and speedrunning through it makes me feel very productive. Like when
That's why we have drugs, guys. This is the reason why we have drugs and gacha game to waste all of our money on and time. So we don't have to think about this anymore. All of these tasks in life, if you gotta do something, just do drugs.
Especially when I don't feel
or
like...
do Botox. Yeah, just do Botox as well.
On my phone or watching TV. It keeps me on my toes, but not stressed, and I can play anytime I want. Seeing the artwork for all the different foods you get to make keeps things fresh, with daily quests and dishes to serve. From New York all the way to the other side of the world, like Singapore and Sydney.
I think this might be my favorite game of all time.
You hear talks about self-improvement quite often in this day and age. Makes sense when you realize that the self-improvement market was valued at $41 billion in 2023. Question: if we're spending all this money on being better people, why a lot of us still dumb? Maybe it's a me thing. Even when scrolling through social media...
Are you asking us why we are dumb? You know, it is funny to think about that we have on our fingertips a lexicon of all information, but yet we are getting dumber than the people that used to only have books. Brain empty, brain good. I do feel like people that are dumb lives a better life. In some way, I feel like being dumb makes you happy. Now, I'm not saying I'm unhappy. I go live and I see all of these beautiful people every day. I'm very happy. But I do feel like life is a little bit different whenever you're dumb.
In 2 minutes, you'll have already seen 10 TikToks about top 10 ways to mold your face into a...
I've seen this motherfucker so many times. Now he is handsome, but I've seen him too many times. I don't follow him. He comes up every week somehow. I don't know how he gets into my algorithm.
Greek statue. By accounts dedicated to photoshopping people's selfies into the ideal beauty standard without their consent. Can't forget to mention the podcasts that teach you how to be strong, capable, values-driven alpha males.
Are you a beta?
Or... whatever weird topics they yap about. Kids used to read and learn their ABCs. Now we have 100 ways to look smacks for 12-year-olds and Nion's ABCD. Actually, the second one should be taught in schools. It's good that we want to be better people in the long run, and finding ways to do that is more accessible than ever. But as the popular saying goes, there are two coins on the side. Emma Chamberlain spoke about how she had to delete TikTok because it was overloading her brain with too much information, and it ended up making her life worse.
Information meaning not like about
Bro, how does your brain get overloaded with information? Do our brain work differently? I don't understand. How does your brain get overloaded with information? Do you get like a headache or what?
news, but just information. Like somebody saying, well, I just spent this much money on this thing and I don't regret it. And then,
dude, I remember that when I played VR chat, I used to have conversation with 5 people at the same time. Now that didn't make me feel overloaded, and I still could have a conversation with 5 people at the same time. I'm just thinking to myself, how do you get overstimulated by information?
the next thing being like, ladies, you want that man to love you? Listen up. Kidnap his mom. And then the next one's like, play hard to get.
Now that will
Here's
definitely
how.
give you
The
his
next one's
attention.
like, this is the new diet that you should be on. It's like everything is like information that I do not need. It was all toxic. All toxic. Telling me how to live my life. Telling me what to buy. Telling me what to think.
The expectation.
Well, that's the great thing, that you have a self-consciousness, so you can debate if that information is valuable or not. Now, isn't that cool? That's a pretty cool thing our brains do.
Be the best version of yourself right after you graduate high school is not normal. We only used to compare ourselves to our classmates, our siblings. Now our brains are doing PvP with every Instagram account we come across. If you haven't accomplished the things that influencer number 400 just did at the age of 16, then apparently your life is cooked. Just stop trying now. It's over for you, bro.
I feel like that's more of like I'm a young teenager mindset. And I guess like if you have a little bit of bad problems in life, you want to compare yourself to someone else. But I don't think majority of people constantly compare themselves to random individual they see online. I don't think that's the case. I think some do. I think a lot of young people do, because like they're seeing, oh, they're 22, and then they look at this TikTok star that is 22 and he's millions, and maybe they'll compare themselves then, but do they really think more about it at that point?
To outer appearances. Have you noticed that we don't see a lot of average or below average looking people on the internet anymore? If you don't fit the beauty standard, people...
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Will run you off the internet like an ogre with a movie franchise.
Have you seen Stefan?
I like to say I'm being dramatic,
Stefan,
but leave some in the comment sections. People are just as mean as ever when they're hiding behind a screen. They can't punch you in the face with their fist when bullying you, but sometimes the word fists hurt more than the real ones. So pair that with super high expectations to look attractive and new insecurities being unlocked every other week. Basically, that was a huge roundabout way to say y'all are getting too much filler. Social media is aging us because of stress, and looks maxing is aging us because we've passed the threshold of what our faces can handle. Like these young ladies who went viral for their appearances after appearing on Love Island, a British dating game show known for only...
I cannot stop looking at their fat lips. Like, I get it. BJ is I don't... This is, I'm gonna be real. Natural fat lips look so much different. But, like, this is, no, man. I don't know, man. This ain't it. Like, what happens when those blow up? What do you do?
After appearing on Love Island,
what if you kiss them and these blow up right in front of their face? They're 20? Like, do they look 20 to you? I feel like this woman looks like she's 55. She looks like my mom.
Who went viral for their
kinda
appearances after appearing on Love Island, a British dating game show known for only inviting attractive contestants. And we're not here to criticize how they look. We're trying to figure out this weird phenomenon where preventative beauty procedures that are supposed to make you look younger and...
That's the thing, guys. we all also live in different countries, different areas, and surround ourselves with different people. So when it comes to stress, the way they live health-wise, everybody ages differently. So whenever I think about a 55-year-old woman, I don't think about this old, I don't think about her super wrinkly and old. I think about her looking like that. But I bet y'all think about, when you think about a 55-year-old, you're thinking about some babushka or something, you know, thinking about some really old lady, you know? But nah, all the old ladies where I live and that surround my life, they're all, I don't know, they look fine. They look great.
Potter end up having the opposite effect, where you add extra birthdays to your age. At first glance, you might think they're between the ages of 20.
There is no way you can tell me this doesn't look fucked up. This looks photoshopped, man. Now, I don't like to judge people, but there's some kind of uncanny valley whenever people do surgery to their faces. Because the great surgery will never be noticed. I think this one is good. I think this one's all right. You can see it on lips, kind of. It's just that it gives like an uncanny valley kind of vibe. And I don't think young girls or women should even do that, or even men, young men. Now I can understand doing like changes to the nose, you know, like if you have like, if there's something, if you want to change your nose, if you don't like your nose or something like that. But whenever we start changing the lips, the cheekbones, the fucking, your pan, you know, your forehead, like, hello, like everything goes, it just turns into weird structure. Because does this not look like the eyes are separated? I cannot stop looking at this. Feels like the eyes are super separated. And I bet that this lady over here is super beautiful before this. And I've seen this so many times on like TikTok and stuff like that. I see like these really good looking individuals decide to put like a lot of random shit on their face, and then suddenly they look 20 years older.
39.5 to 40. Hey, that's...
I think even the under eyebrow, they do a lot of work.
Island for expanding the age limit. Aw, it's showing us that even middle-aged people can have a successful love life.
I was just looking into the Love Island roster for this season. All of these women are under...
Also, I do want to say one thing before I get more into this. Keep in mind that every beauty and hot girl, hot dude you see on the internet, they all edit their photos and videos. Like all of them use filters and all of them edit their photos and stuff like that. So what you're seeing is not raw. It's not how they look. Just keep that in mind. So I can understand that whenever you see all of these pretty people online, you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I don't look beautiful. I don't look great. I don't look this and I don't have this. I'm trying to compare myself to that. But in the end of the day, like, what are you trying to compare yourself? Doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't exist. Like the biggest, like, for example, let's see, there's like this girl. Okay, so there's this girl. There's this girl and this guy, two different accounts. Both of them have very big male audience and big female audience because they're very hot. Now, I'm not going to throw this one too much on the bus, but let's take Scurby as an example. She doesn't look like how she does on the photos and the videos. Those are very edited videos. But people eat that up and assume that women should look like that. Because this one is so hot. This is my type, but this doesn't exist. This is not real. This is all fake.
26 years old. What is going on across the pond? Is this all Botox and filler? Why do the Brits age so fast?
So bigger plot twist than when you realize the main couple in a movie are actually
Rose.
siblings.
Hello.
All these contestants are actually in their 20s. I also think they might have
That is fucking crazy.
angered a producer on the show or something, because these pictures are not great. It's like Tyra Banks combing through 500 frames of a photo shoot, picking the worst photo for the model, and then sending her home. It could be a combination of the binge drinking and...
It's like, I think about this in a way, and I do want to say this is sad. It's like, whenever I have a homie, or whenever there's like a girl, and they send a picture of themselves, and they undermine themselves, it looks so beautiful. No makeup, barely any makeup, barely any like good photo lighting or anything, and they look great. A lot of people undermine themselves because of these thingies, which kind of sucks, and that's where you get into these situations.
Tanning culture in the UK, plus the heavier makeup style, it seems like the people there tend to age faster, or at least look older than their American
whenever
counterparts.
You do these things.
I definitely figured
because
out why.
The reason why they look older, the reason why they seem to be aging faster whenever they do Botox and these surgeries, whenever they do plastic surgery, is because, think about this for 1 second. Who's doing plastic surgery in our day? Who usually do plastic surgery to look better? Well, old people and people that have been in accidents. So now, if old people look a certain way and you try to change yourself to look like old people, now wouldn't that make you look old? There you go.
Or at least look older than their American counterparts.
I definitely figured out why Gen Z is aging faster than millennials.
Tell me.
I don't think Gen Z is aging that much.
I have to know. Why do I look like this? I'm 23.
This TikTok.
I like this guy.
I'm 23.
Why are they saying Gen Z? Because Gen Z is the current generation that's coming out and becoming adults.
This TikTok also
Cool, I
shows a
appreciate it. Thank you,
17-year-old
welcome.
looking like a full-grown adult.
That's
After
sad,
learning
yeah.
this, I was shaken to my core. How is this not someone with at least a few decades under their belt, with a mortgage and a corporate 9-to-5? Is it the screen times? People's ages are sometimes a jump scare. Even a plastic surgeon
You look
whose
like
job
kids?
is to look at.
No, you look like a kid. The thing is that I think there's like a lot of I don't know, you know, I don't know, like some people try to. Nowadays, it's very common within guys on the internet to do steroids for working out. Like, people are very much into steroids. These things are definitely making you look older. We're also getting into a time where Gen Z is being fixated on social media. So women, young women, are either doing plastic surgery or photoshopping themselves 2 different ways, and that makes them look older. There's a lot of cultural changes that makes people push this way where they look older. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is some kind of European witchcraft bullshit, blah, blah, yada, 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 things that people have been saying. But apparently, because there's not that many food regulations in America, there are some things in the food that the things that Americans eat that does actually make them look like age more faster. So that might also be a true thing. Now, I haven't been to America, so I can't really do with face value. But this could be a thing. I think that it's just more of the drugs, the changes, and the actual changes to how we visualize things in the world are making Gen Z look older than they are. I didn't wear makeup until last year, and you look great, Gabby. You look amazing. Like, you look insanely good. Every single one that has been posting photos in my Discord, everybody looks super good. Like, I thought some of y'all are models. I'm gonna be honest. Now, I don't want to say it all the time, but I thought most of y'all were nearly models because it's crazy how good you guys look. And I feel like I don't know, like I don't know exactly how you personally feel, but I bet even somebody that looks as great as you will go on social media and compare themselves to these people that are editing their photos, these people that are doing all of these surgeries, these people that are doing drugs and to enhance themselves.
Faces like these couldn't even tell their real ages.
And that's where it goes wrong.
38, lips, nose. Yeah, so obviously she's had some work done, in my opinion.
Is Harriet?
42, yes. Cheeks, lips, nose, fake lashes, brows,
Okay, perfect.
Botox.
And this is
She's 35. Lips, veneers, Botox.
this is a professional.
Maybe a little cheek filler.
Barrett plastic surgery. This is a professional. This guy actually does plastic surgery, and he's looking at these girls that had plastic surgery, and he's guessing they're like 30, 40.
Is Samantha.
32. Lips.
You're telling me there's nothing natural?
Ears,
There's
no.
very few things that are natural on the internet, unfortunately, from famous people. If beauty is the product, they will do their best to fix it. If they're not selling, if beauty is not their sell point, like whenever you're looking at, if you look at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, if their main focus is not their visuals, then you will see natural. But if their main focus is their visuals, if that's their attraction, their sale, they will do everything to be competing with the rest. They need to do that. They want to be the best looking out of all of them.
Nose. Cheeks.
In the show, they look slightly less old, but it could be the dimmable lighting and lack of a super HD camera. At the end of the day, if they're happy with how they look, then you can't really force your opinion on them. Yeah, they'll probably look younger if they didn't get any filler or Botox, but maybe they like looking older than their age. Just gotta let people make their own choices until they realize, uh-oh, I think I made a mistake. The problem isn't the filler itself. The main reason these women look so old is because their filler wasn't done properly. Good filler done by a professional who actually takes the time to understand your facial proportions, the results can be on a whole other level where you actually look natural and the filler looks undetectable. There's this habit that Western beauty standards seem to do. The faster and more dramatic the results, the better it is. More is more, right? That's how people end up with overfilled lips that don't match.
Listen, makeup is good if you enjoy doing it, not if you want to compete with others. I think you should do makeup to make yourself feel pretty. If you want to. If you feel like makeup is fun, if you feel like it makes you feel better, you should do it. Because makeup is a temporary thing. But doing these processes where you are basically modifying your face, that is a big step you cannot undo. Because whenever you do makeup, you're just putting it on, you can take it off. You can wash it off. You can cleanse it off. If you, I've met a lot of people out there that think doing makeup is fun. They find it fun to do it, which I can understand. I can completely understand that. If you like doing it, if you think it looks pretty on you, if you enjoy it, if you're happy about it, you should do it. But you should never do it for someone else, unless they're maybe like someone you love and you want to try to be prettier for some reason for them. Even though I bet they love you perfectly natural. That's up to you, but that's like that's a mental thing whenever you're in a relationship where you want to just be your best in every sort of way. That's completely unrelated to the topic, but you gotta keep in mind that in the end of the day, you are the thing that you must appreciate it, nobody else. If you're not a model out there, if you're not trying to sell your facial, like your looks, if you're not an Instagram model or a TikToker that are trying to sell your looks, you don't have to do anything extra at all. It's all for you, baby. It's all for you. Okay? You are the most important. And that goes also, if you're going to go and date a dude or a girl, like, keep that in mind. Like, there will be times whenever y'all will not have anything on. So if you want to do, just keep that in mind, okay? Just don't stress too much about these things, because in the end of the day, there's so much more to a person than just also how they look. And who is our biggest enemy whenever we try to look ourselves in the mirror? We are. The individual looking at it. We are. So whenever you try to look at faults, other people look at goods. Keep that in mind. Just be kind to yourself. Your mental health needs it. Be kind to yourself. You deserve it. Don't stress about these things. They don't matter. Beauty doesn't. Beauty. There are advantages to beauty. I will not deny that. Obviously, there are advantages to beauty, but the same thing is that you cannot cheat that. It's not a system you can kind of cheat, you know, and it's not a system you should think about. Because it's a system that is automated and it just goes down through the day, and it's not really something that will change our life in any sort of way. Just take care of yourself, be happy, have a good time. Don't stress about these things. They don't matter. Like, this doesn't really matter.
Match up with the rest of their facial features. And 40-year-olds with natural looking wrinkles everywhere, except on their marble countertop foreheads. You can't go skipping the vibe check on people's faces. The all-inclusive filler package, where you fill the eyes, nose, lips, and chin, isn't gonna look good on everyone.
Devaney, how old are you?
23.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
60.
Some of the best results are when it's used sparingly.
Chad, how many centimeter of Botox do you have? 60, man. 60 centimeter. That's crazy.
More focus on balancing out your facial symmetry. If you only get work done on one part of your face, it's gonna look kind of weird, and you'll end up with filler sitting on top of your bone or something.
You guys, I got jaw filler and it looks really good. Until I fucking open my mouth. Huh?
Now, why would this dude get jaw filler?
Jaw filler and it looks really good. Until I fucking open my mouth. Huh?
Yeah, I wonder, do you... I mean, what do you expect?
I look like handsome Squidward. What the fuck?
You really have to be careful and do your due diligence now, especially when random social media accounts are claiming they can do your beauty procedures for cheap. Injectors who are in it for the money don't really care about how you end up looking if they can add another procedure to your bill.
True.
Might want to take
I mean,
a
they
second
just want the money, right?
look at that Groupon from Fillers by Phil. They might have gotten their equipment and license from Temu. Sometimes it's worth it to pay a little more. The people who look amazing all the time and like they've never touched filler in their life are probably the ones who've had it done. It's a pretty well-known fact that East Asian celebrities and idols get a lot of work done, and not the Dolly Parton 9-to-5 kind. They switch out their beautiful, urethral-looking faces every 2 to 3 business years. But I do find their methods a lot less aggressive compared to what we've seen on.
Now, think about this. If you have a brain, okay? Activate it. Try to activate your brain for a second, okay? Like, come on, get those engines going. Do you think anyone without... Do you think anybody has this kind of skin? No brain addy. Okay. I know I'm asking too much. All right. Well,
these reality TV show influencers. Like this instance with lip filler that went viral in China. Instead of filling the entire lip to its max volume, they only did the parts that needed it and customized the shape to fit her face.
My point is that people compare themselves and their skin to these things. I know it's a filter. I know it's photoshopped. The point is that people can't compare their natural self to these things.
That enhanced my face was not the volume on my lips, but the angle of my lips. Lip filler made the edge of my lips upwards turned. So I look like I'm smiling all the time. So many people were saying my glow up was giving Wonyon.
No, do you not think that people do?
Same thing.
Whenever people see these photos, do you not think people compare themselves to these photos? I think they do. I think people see these girls and they think that I wish I was this beautiful. I wish my skin was this clear.
Did the same thing. Such a small and subtle change, but it makes
I know you might not, and I hope you don't. Because this is what we've been talking about all the time, right?
And not to generalize and say that all Western beauty is overdone and too much. There are definitely a lot of people from the East who have gotten way too much work done as well. We're more so focusing on the techniques and how each side has a different approach to beauty. There's a term called eyeliner blindness or eyebrow blindness or blush blindness, where we look at beauty trends from the past that seemed normal at the time.
But the makeup has always been about hiding imperfections. It has always been. You don't have eyelashes? Yeah. Your eyes don't really strike anything? Well, eyeshadow. You have a pimple? Oh, let's hide it. Makeup has always been about hiding imperfections.
To then realize, why did our eyebrows fill up half our foreheads? And why did we turn up the beauty filters until they started to bend space and time? At least we're finally realizing excessive filler might not be the serve we thought it was. With a lot of famous influencers and celebrities...
And I do want to say this. I'm a guy that has never used makeup in my life. This is just what I picked up on. I don't know. I don't actually know shit. I've never used makeup in my life. This is just what I picked up on. So whenever you actually think about all of these things, this should be obvious to you. I thought you were a nasty girl, laddie. Hey, you know I'm a nasty girl, but not that way.
Actually dissolving their filler now. Who knew just by changing your lip size, you can change the vibe of your entire face.
There was this one pivotal moment where I'd gone and I'd got loads of filler and I posted a YouTube video.
True.
And I hadn't let the filler sort of settle and it was really swollen, and a picture from a screenshot from that video, it trended on Twitter for weeks. It was horrendous. It was utterly horrendous. It was like, you can insert the picture, we'll send it to you. It was...
I don't want to be mean, but this is like handsome Squidward.
My face was literally like, it was just awful, and that was a moment for me as well where I was like, I think things need to change.
The best way to find out if you have any sort of appearance blindness is to jump into a pit of Asian aunties. They will pull out a checklist from their knockoff Louis Vuitton purse and point out every single one of your flaws.
Get the Asian mamas in there. Let's go.
The bluntness to a degree. The trick is to treat them as a toothless chihuahua, all bark and no bite. Just make sure that if
I remember I saw this TikTok of 3 Asian older women just randomly fucking demolishing this girl. Just out of the blue, just complete this is just tourist. And the one of them were like grandma of one of them or something. And they just completely picked on every kind of insecurity you could find.
To cry, don't do it in front of them. They can sense weakness from miles away, even when they're busy moving their belongings into their third husband's crypto mansion. Spending less time online is probably one of the best ways to fix your perception of yourself. The more people you see in real life is when you'll realize, oh, everyone actually looks diabolical. Just like the average looking YouTube algorithm. Let it know how mediocre it looks.
Make sure you like the video.
Don't want it getting an ego
like
The engagement lets me know you enjoyed watching, and I'll get to see you the next time I post. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
I'll try my best, but the brain was forgotten. Now, if you're a nasty girl, make sure you click that like button real quick, and also sub to the channel if you enjoy these reacts. If you want to come and yap here with Chatter or here live, feel free to come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Adley. We would love to have you here. And tell me what you think about this. What do y'all think about these things? Was I wrong on anything I said? Were he wrong? What are y'all thoughts about all this thingies? Nasty girl, hey, yeah. What a video. That was cool. That was a cool video.